Okay, Flo.
You can make straight 16ths work if you got a good flow.
I'm not gonna get distracted.
They're not getting distracted at all. What the heck? I wouldn't call this distraction one bit. Are you destroying my matcha dog?
Destroying?
It sounds like you're playing the piano with his face. I'm not treating him with the love that he deserves. Alright folks, today we're reacting to the girl group Billlie, and this is their song.
Work. Billlie!
Woo!
Okay, Billlie.
Billlie.
Tell us about Billlie.
Who's Billlie?
I know about working.
I'm sorry, or I love that. Congratulations.
You don't have to love it, but I don't need the sympathy either.
Okay, great. So this is like the subtitle track, but like eventually moved to like title track because it's been popping off. This is like the fans' title track.
Okay.
Straight from the creative director themselves, they sent us this description of the song. They say, "Twist your old scars in plain sight. The more you break and bruise, the harder you become, like a jewel. The heart of the song is not self-denial, but self-recognition. The realization that the things once labeled flaws were, in truth, the very source of material that shaped you. That awakening is where work begins. External doubt becomes a booster, old wounds become edges. It is a declaration that everything, including the imperfections, is what constitutes the self, and an unbending commitment to moving forward while carrying all of it."
Yeah, you are made of all of your experiences, whether positive or negative.
Yes! The Billlie member Moonsua participated directly in lyric writing, drawing on her own lived experiences to render the song's conviction even more vividly. The song is composed by Jasmine, Hwaji, Conquest, and Ludwig Louis Lundell.
I messed with the concept already.
Yeah, I like the concept.
Get ready to work. Gotta go to work.
Ready to work.
Hell yeah.
2, 1.
2.
What an amazing sound.
Got the wubs already.
It tickles every bit of my ear.
Wubby.
The double denim kind of reminds me of Gap X Cat's Eye collab. Is this a Gap ad?
Okay, it's a banger. It's a banger. Wow.
Love the sounds.
Your introduction got me in the mindset of the lyrics, but I still don't know how to.
Oh, okay, it's a drop. It's a drop and a half.
Ooh, dude, this is crazy.
Ba 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 ba.
I was like waiting. I was like, they better do something else with this chorus.
Right.
I really enjoy this. A little bit more than the lyrics before.
Oh shit.
Dude.
Ooh.
Okay, Flo.
You can make straight 16ths work if you got a good flow. Keep. Twist. That was good.
Good delivery.
Everything about this music video is incredible.
This is new. Ooh,
See,
I
here's
love
you're
her
getting these
voice.
offsets like
I love how
the
airy it
breathy.
is.
We got some harmony now.
I was gonna say, we got like nothing so far.
Man.
Oh my god, the strobes. Serve.
I kind of like the minimalism of the video here. I like that it's just them with the white backdrop.
You don't need much.
Ooh, the dissonance up top.
That is some growth right there. That's some growth.
Ba, 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 ba.
Choreography is going crazy
Yeah.
too. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wild.
they're killing this shit.
I needed to do something though.
Ooh, I love a bridge. Hey, this is my favorite section so far. It lands right.
Oh. Nice. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice chopping. That
Defridging?
kind of adds a fun vibe.
Oh, she did a a head snap without the death drop.
Ooh.
Nice. That's giving a little Icy by Itzy.
Oh, the walking backwards, it's I could never.
Dude, this instrumental is outrageous.
Oh, the little boom, boom.
Yes. Wow.
Dude, I can't wait to hear that in Sephora.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I agree with the fans. I agree with the fans. I'm just gonna come out and say
Likewise.
it. The fans are right.
The fans are right. That was incredible.
What is happening over here?
Listen.
In a good way, though. I like a lot of Sephora
Runway
songs.
song for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
this is that
definitely.
kind of, you know. Didn't Rihanna do a song like this? Go to work, work, work. We're
I was gonna
repeating
say,
work
I was
over
gonna
and
say a few
over.
people have. Rihanna has that song. Jid, the rapper,
Yeah,
has that song.
Yeah.
For his last album. So it's not the most like.
original concept. But what makes this different? I mean, I like this instrumental a lot more
I mean,
than
the
most of
instrumental
them other
is
ones.
like, it's not your stereotypical, it's not like a pop, rap, hip hop instrumental. I mean, it's electronic, it's dance,
Yeah.
like EDM-y kind of.
I think, other than the 2 sections I called out that were like, yo, I think this could have worked better as an instrumental. I don't know. There's like words going on, there's raps going on, and it's all pretty cool. It's delivered pretty nicely. But it all feels like it's trying to embellish this instrumental that like functions by itself so well. Yeah. And the fact that most of the song stays in the same style, it makes me feel more of that.
Particularly, the sounds were so fascinating, and they kept it interesting every time by adding textural elements to the sounds as the song progressed.
Yes.
But in terms of just clubby banger kind of vibes here, the song does pretty well with it.
I wouldn't say I was ever bored, or even when it does choose to stay the same, I was thinking more, oh, this is not really my thing, but it's maintaining a level of hype that I can see is very attractive. So then there's like the little moments like the outro where the instrumentals change up just a little bit, but has that little bit of a, see, like this is the standard, this is ground zero, but also it's hype. And then you get like that little freeze. It's good. Yeah, it feels very robust. The accompaniment feels like it's alive. It's like a living, breathing thing.
This song, it's a weird one for me because it's not doing anything that I feel like is like new or incredibly interesting, but it's all done well.
I agree. I mean, I've definitely heard this kind of song before, but it's really well done. I mean, we were vibing the whole
I
time.
mean, the girls are putting in
They're killing
the
it.
work.
Yeah. No cap.
They added like someone just speaking the words on top of it too, to kind of create like this like extra nonchalance to it that they could have on top of like the effortful singing. So it's like, I'm gonna make it work. Like very almost not necessarily monotone, but not with the like a lot of melodic content.
Work, keep.
And it adds so much to it because without adding like necessarily the whisper to create like a crowd sound, they've effectively like added the sound of like more people participating in this in a way that's more texturally appropriate for this, which I think is cool.
And then how did we feel about the final chorus?
And the outro was nice too. I like that. Almost like there's that rubber hitting a surface, but it's like a smooth surface. So you like, yeah.
That was really cool. If I'm not mistaken, that's like, it had all the elements, right? So that was the... work.
It's like they're like cutting and pasting like different parts of everyone's part like together.
Yeah,
Work,
there's a couple people who they amplify more. But it kind of created an effect almost like some of the parts of the syllables, like this underwater effect. Boom, like boom, kind of bubbly.
There's some cool stuff going on in the chorus actually with like the hook rhythmically.
It feels like every section is like its own distinct kind of rhythm to it. Like it's very similar in like the wubs, but I feel like the drums are constantly changing.
I was just about to say, I felt like the backbeat was pretty static the whole.
You think? I don't know.
I mean,
maybe it was where the
layers.
claps were.
Maybe there's like layers to.
Well, let's hear it.
I was gonna skip to the chorus. I wanted to hear the rhythm of like the vocals in the chorus super quick, but then let's listen to like the drums maybe.
Yeah, I mean, with that repetitive section where they're just chanting work over and over again, it's like a moment of connection with the audience. So I can see how that is like really engaging, especially in like a live concert situation.
Yeah.
I could totally see that like being a really cool moment.
You see what I mean?
That's
Like
what
they
I
got like little syncopation parts in there.
No, those are triplets that are syncopated, right?
Yeah, because I think you could think of it as like syncopation, because you could write like a quarter note triplet as like syncopated eighth notes sometimes. Actually, you can only do that if they're in triplets. So, yeah, it is a hemiola.
It's a
da,
hemiola
da,
there.
da, 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 but they're leaving out the first one, so it feels like the and.
Yeah.
One,
I guess it's one E and like one E E. It's on the like the offbeat 16th
That
note.
part feels so cool.
Because of the hemiola and the syncopation.
Well, is this a hemiola or a polyrhythm? Because this, I think these two terms are commonly confused with each other, and I do think they're slightly different.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part of remedial theory yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a different sound palette there a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it's
Like
mostly in the vocals, not in the beat.
The I mean, like it's
So
still.
maybe that's what I was confusing it with.
I mean, it still feels like 2/4, dom, bom, boom.
Oh, that doesn't change. Yeah, there's no meter change or anything.
Yeah. So the drum, I mean, they add other layers. There might be like a little, or like.
But it'll like go from then quarter, then syncopation. Kind of in the vocals.
Oh well,
It makes it different. It makes it different enough.
So I was
You know?
I was like, oh, there aren't really many interesting rhythms in the main chorus, but then in that hook refrainy part.
Yeah, I think it kind of gives it a little bit of lift as compared to the section where they're just doing the quarter notes.
Yeah.
So it's a cool little like triplet thing.
And then the rap.
I wonder if it's a triplet or if it's just a kind of thing.
So let's see.
Dun, 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 dun. That third one does feel like it lands in a weird place. It might be a triplet. So that's a cool rhythm.
Yeah, that's a great rhythm. Like it's a memorable rhythm.
Dude, nice snaps.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
I mean, even in the rapping too, a lot of this, it's just flowing well.
Singing aside, I do just really like their play with pitch and colors of the voice and the rapping and all the different rapping. That's what I think kept it so interesting for me, because they don't just like there's still some musical contour to it. Melodic contour to their more spoken rap sections.
But,
Yeah.
but
And they got pretty
melodically,
voices.
They sound good. They do have very
Yeah.
pretty voices, and they sound great.
I don't know who it was that had a verse at
Was
the
it the
beginning
start?
that was straight 16th notes for it's syllabic. Every single 16th note was another syllable, but was slightly sometimes a little ahead,
You're rushing,
a little behind,
dragging just a hair.
and very emotive. Like she was going for just the natural stress of the text. It clearly sounded that way, which made it work. Whereas like sometimes I feel like a 16th rap with nothing else, with no rhythmic variation, would be really boring. But it just based off of where she accented things worked a lot. Because she's playing a little bit with pitch. Yeah, she's still putting phrasing in her rapping.
Is it in the rhyming couplets? Because I know I heard
I didn't listen for rhyming.
Slick and Kick, at least, had the emphasis. Slick,
Could be that. Yeah, it could just be
not sure about the other ones.
strophing.
Because I think, at least for the English rhymes.
But she has an anacrusis, a pickup. And then she's still like the pitch accent is going on the weaker beats. da-da, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. And then pause breath, half of a phrase. Another like consequent. Antecedent. So it's still a question and answer. The phrasing is still kind of makes sense rather than just. Okay, now I know why I like that.
It's pitch and also the length. I feel like she does elongate like the phrasing of the word as well. So it's like
What draws me most to this song is like the latter half, the bridge, the chorus with like the variation and then the outro. I find to be a total jam. And that's what brings me to this song. Yeah.
Bridge and jam. Bridge and outro.
Yeah.
Bridge and jam.
What about the bridge?
I don't know, because there was that other section that had the major going on. But that one, I was like, oh, I feel like I've heard similar, like, twists. Maybe a little whiplash. But somehow at that bridge, yeah, they delivered this major color that made me feel like, oh, this song is like, it's like evolving. And I think I've been craving some evolution at that point. And that evolution was welcome.
I just think like in terms of the pacing, it's like a breath of fresh air.
They did have like a very stark bridge that brought us out, but it still had a lot of particularly the hand claps that linked the two together and didn't take us completely out of the world. So it was a use of the trope that I think like was actually effective and one that didn't like make me feel like a little taken aback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Out of 10.
You go first.
It was like a. No, not.
Wow.
No. It's like that's 5. It's 5.
Wow.
5 out of 10. Yeah.
Dude, really?
It's gonna be like 8 or 9.
It's an 8. Whoa! It's an 8. Damn.
Ooh! That distorted bass, so good.
Yeah, these juicy chords.
All my girls. That's us.